Hello again, welcome back to the Valorant IVitational, where we're going to be watching Avidity once again coming up against Sealteam. We just watched Avidity fight their way through the winners bracket, and now they're going to be coming up against a very fearsome team in Sealteam. Now, how are you feeling about this one, Thunder?
I'm very excited. I'm very excited. I think this SEAL team squad coming off of a big win is going to bring momentum up against this Avidity squad, right? Avidity, they're coming off a real just kind of like knockout win, which it carries a different type of momentum. You know what I mean? If you just stomped a team, it can either make you feel like you're taking a lot of energy into the next game, or it can make you feel maybe a little overconfident, right? I'm excited to see what this matchup means, and I'm excited to see what SEAL Team brings, because I think that SEAL Team had a harder fought battle and a harder fought win. So when you have those, and I'm going to speak for myself, but when I have those wins that I really was grinding for, I feel so much more charged up than anything else. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see that dynamic as we move into this game.
Yeah, I mean it's been a short break. It's been about half an hour since we saw like Avidity's last game, and I mean they really didn't have a tough time. So I think they're probably cooled quite a bit down by now. Although they might have even fit in a casual game before now. Honestly.
Maybe a replication real quick while they were waiting.
Exactly. Yeah, maybe they have. But SEAL Team, I mean, they've come off a pretty big win, and they'll be probably quite well warmed up now. So it'll be interesting to see how that works. I do think SEAL Team, judging by the ratings they've given us, are quite a lot higher rated, so it's going to be difficult now for Avidity coming up into this. I mean, we're moving into the later stages of the winners bracket, so it's definitely, you're going to come up against more experienced and better teams. So it's going to be a different kind of challenge for them now, but I'm excited to see how they play it.
Completely agree. Completely agree. I think for a team like Avidity, we talked about, yes, they're coming off of a big win, but the other thing we didn't talk about is they're also coming off of a break, right? You just mentioned it. They had a break, right? Whereas SEAL Team, they finished playing. So there again, how does fatigue factor in for SEAL Team? How does that break factor in for Avidity, right? SEAL Team, are they feeling tired right now? Avidity, are they feeling charged up and ready to go? Or have they had a break and a big win and they're feeling lethargic, right? I mean, that could happen to any team out there, no matter how good they are, right? So those dynamics are going to come into play, I think, just as much as agent select and the map.
Yeah, absolutely. It's difficult when you're coming off of that kind of thing. It happens in every level of tournament, even in the higher stages. You know, when you'll see a team play amazingly on one day, and then everybody goes away to their hotel rooms for the next day, and then they come back and they're feeling completely different. It's a completely different day. Yeah. They've got a completely different mindset about them. Maybe they just came off a great win and they're feeling a little bit overconfident. Maybe they had a really difficult time and they're having a difficult time, like pumping themselves back up for this next game after they've just come off this big break. But they're going to be moving into Icebox this game, which is a very different map from Bind and Ascent, which we've seen before.
How do you feel about Icebox?
I'm a really, you know what? Icebox is my favorite map. Everybody hated it when it came out. I love it. It's so different from all the other maps. It's got just 3 completely separate routes to each site. Everything is completely locked off. There's really long sight lines. There's a massive vertical element to the game. It's the middle child of the map pool, in that it's not got anything like super exciting about it, but at the same time it's trying its best to be like its siblings. And I absolutely love the way it's been shunned by people, but I love it so much.
The middle child of the maps is like just this very eloquent and perfect way to put it, because it just is. And listen, I'm with you. While Icebox is not ultimately like my top favorite map, I have loved it since it came out. I really have. And look, Bind, as much as I love Bind, and that is potentially my favorite map, whatever, we talked about it. Your retakes and moving from site to site, it's a total pain in the butt. It just is, right? And when you are on Icebox, there's so many ways. There's so many ways to go between the A and the B point. There are so many opportunities, long shots and short angles. I love the map. I'm with you, man. Look, there was a lot of hate. There was a lot of hate that went out to Icebox at the beginning of its lifespan. But now, yeah, I've been a supporter and I've been a lover of Icebox ever since the beginning. I think also I mentioned this a couple of times, but I think it's because I play Sky too, so I can just send those birdies just anywhere and really just blind. Hopefully not my teammates, but it does happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to be seeing Sage for the first time today because obviously Sage really quite a high pick rate on Icebox. It's very common to play with your double controller, but a lot of the time always you're playing with that Sage instead of a Cypher or a Killjoy in the Sentinel spot, and then you've probably either got your double duelist or your double controller. But we're going to be moving into the map so we are going to see exactly what they're picking now. Here they come, and obviously Avidity picking off there on the right side there. Avidity is picking. Yeah, it looks like they're going to stick with double controller possibly, but I mean, we'll see. Everybody's taking their time, thinking it over, telling each other what they're going to pick. We've got two duelists on the side of Avidity locked in now.
Yeah, and the Sage, I am interested. You mentioned it, right? Both teams going with a Sage. Now, on paper, you're going to think, okay, naturally they go with a Sage. Why? Because of the wall. The wall makes so much sense on Icebox in so many different places. It does, but it's so much more than that too. On a big map like this, the heals come into play much more, and the res is a completely different ultimate on this map than it is on any other one, right? Because of its size, because of the ability to get around and the mobility all over this map. That res could come up anywhere and could come in huge. It could really change the trajectory of any round here.
Yeah, I think that is one of the big reasons
Select
why
your
we
agent.
see Sage on both teams, and obviously blocking off the tunnel into kitchen is a very big thing that a Sage will do on defensive side with the wall, and there's just so many ways you can place a wall to block off sight lines to get yourself control of areas and get up onto vertical spots. So that's why we're seeing Sage on both teams. This time we've got two Sentinels on the side of Avidity here. They've got their Killjoy, which is I mean, it's a rare pick, honestly. When you're playing with a Sage, it's rare that you see another Sentinel on a team. But they've also got two Duelists, one Controller, so they're not playing with an Initiator like Sealteam is with their pretty solid NA comp. You've got your Sage as your Sentinel this time, as well as the Viper as the controller, the two Duelists in your Reyna and your Jet, and then your Initiator in Sova. So very normal for them. Avidity with a bit of a different comp, but interested to see how both of them play it.
I am too, because I think, look, when you look at those comps, everything basically lines up. Two Sage, two Jets, the Reyna against, going up across from the Rays, right? But the one that is the mismatch is, like you said, the KJ, you got your Killjoy, and the Sova. And on this map, both of those agents offer very, very different things, right? With your Sova, you are getting that increased visibility, that help on the push, right? Whereas for Avidity with this Killjoy, I mean, Happy is going to be able to lock down a site pretty much solo, if not with very, very little help. So those two things I think are going to be factors too in this game.
Yeah, usually, I mean, the thing is with Icebox, a site has so many sight lines, so many little corners around it that I don't feel like Killjoy is a very useful character. If people are just going to push A over and over again, putting a turret down on A isn't really going to stop any of that. It's just going to block off one specific sight line, but it's, it can be quite interesting on B. You can block off most of that area, and you have to hide behind the crate yellow there to stop anything from happening. I think we're in just a little technical pause. I think one of our observers is having internet issues, but that's absolutely fine. We can talk for a little longer. How's your day going, Thunder?
You know what? It's going great. It's going really great. I love casting Valorant. I'm very excited. This is our first time casting together, so it's very exciting. I always love getting into a good rhythm with a new casting partner. So it's been a blast today so far. Having a great day. And as I look across. Well, let me ask you this. How's your day going, Twiggy? I should ask you that.
My day's actually going great. I spent some time in the sun. Obviously, I'm in the UK, so it's getting late now. It's getting dark. But during the middle of the day, I spent some time in the sun. Took some pictures for Twitter while I was out there, and it's been great. I caught myself some sun. I've come in for a lovely day of Valorant casting, and you know what? It was hot earlier, but it's not too hot now, so I'm not completely dying over here. So it's always lovely.
Fantastic. You know, and that was going to be my next question, because you are right. You are in London. I'm in Los Angeles, and the weather in Los Angeles is really pretty consistent, so there's not much to complain about or that sort of thing. So my next question was going to be, how is the weather there? So instead, I'll ask this: as we are in this technical pause, and as we are looking across this matchup, if you're in round number 1, doesn't matter what half, whatever. If you're in round number 1, what is your gun of choice? Right? For me personally, I'm usually going, because I play Sky mostly, and some Viper, I'm usually going for a full set of abilities, or a mostly full set of abilities, half a shield, and just a classic, and I'm going in blasting. How about you?
Yeah, you know what? Very similarly, as I'm a Jet Operator player, I usually play with the armor and the classic, and I buy one smoke, and that's about. Oh no, sorry, one jump. Sorry, one. Oh, I think we're heading in. Anyway, just one of those updrafts, and then that'll be it for me, so I can save up for that operator in the 4th round. But,
nice.
The teams are getting into it now, so that's enough time talking about that. And the paint grenades have already come through, taking down Just Underscore immediately. Justin, I think his name is. Quando coming around the corner takes down Nibbler as well, and they're coming into this one with a bang. Avidity. We really get those first 2 picks immediately, and as they come around, they've already got control of the site. They have already control of the back as well. They've taken down one flanker in Jonah, and they're in LQD is taken down Impulsive now. It's so difficult to retake A, as we're seeing, and now it's just a 5v1. Ban is going to have to try and take a pick out here. Doesn't find anything quite, does so much damage, but just no picks. Looking around the corner now. Oh, and Quando's going to find the headshot. 3 picks for him that round, and it's a brilliant start for Avidity.
It's so good. Look at that. I mean, covering every angle, covering every side. I thought that Ban was going to have 1, if not 2 potential kills right there from the high ground, but nothing lands, and they have a flawless round. Avidity does really great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you do think of Icebox as an attacker-sided map, and it's showing why there. If you get that first pick push into A, it's so difficult to retake it, so difficult to get any positional advantage from the defenders. They just have to back up and hope that their teammates can come in and help them out. So now it's completely looking like an Avidity game, or an Avidity round coming into this next one. They're trying to take some control of mid. LQD's not quite going to find the pick, but Ban is actually going to find an immediate headshot onto Happy over towards A there, gets that first pick, and now they have a bit of you know, position. They can push forward, and Ban's going to actually come up straight up against this wall here, this Viper wall, try and find his second. They're already coming up into heaven, which is going to allow him to flank. I don't think they know he's there, and Ban's going to take down Quando before anything can happen. Turning around the corner, looking for his 3rd pick. Not going to find one yet, but as he does this, wastes time. The rest of the team comes in. Ban doesn't need the rest of the team. He gets his 3rd pick. Turning around, gets his 4th. That's 4 headshots with Ban, and the ace from Ban! 5 Sheriff headshots in the 2nd round. Ban saying, nah, you're not getting into this game.
Oh, wow. Man, I am losing it over here. What an unbelievable performance out of Ban. That ace, listen, if you go down a pistol round and you're going into round number 2, I'm going to tell you something. You take an ace like that, ooh, that's going to take all the wind out of the sails of the team that won round number 1. What an unbelievable ace for Ban. Crazy.
Beautifully played. And just making use of that positioning here. And now, feeling himself, is going to come forward in mid here. Jonah's going to take down Quando already. I think that's a bit of lag on our side. I'm not sure if that's on the stream as well. But Ban's going to take down Nebo now, coming around the back through mid. And they're trapped over here towards A. So now the rest of the team has to come through and try and find any picks. 2 for 1 does take down Ban eventually. And that's going to find them a Vandal. But coming around the other side, Jonah's taken down LQD. Justin has taken down 2 for 1. And it's a 3v1 as Justin finishes it off on Happy. 2nd round for Sealteam. And that's going to be looking great for them economically.
It's going to be looking fantastic. I mean, they really have not given up much in the way of money at this point. And I'm telling you, after that ace from Ban, I would love to hear exactly how those headphones lit up for everybody on that team. I mean, after an ace like that, your whole team has got to be screaming into the microphones and just riding that wave into these next rounds. I mean, absolutely sick stuff, and Sealteam is looking very, very good.
Absolutely coming into this thing. They're going to be feeling themselves, and Justin taking one pick immediately. Ban taking down Quando as well. That's great for them because now they're 5v3. They've taken 2 weapons out the hands of Avidity. Ban is going to take down Happy as well from the back. Look at those flanks coming through. Ban takes down a third. Justin with the pick at the same time on Nebo, and they're just taking control of this game.
Ban, wow, Ban is just showing up. That last headshot was clean. Oh, clean. Clean and sanitized. Wow. That last headshot out of Ban, I mean, just what a performance. And now, look at this team. You know, again, we've seen Avidity down by a couple of rounds and then make the comeback, right? You never put them out of it. Because they are just so talented. But at the same time, this SEAL team, woo, they, like we talked about it, they're coming off a big win and coming off a couple of big performances. They look great.
They absolutely do. And now Avidity has kind of a half buy coming into this one. Oh, LQD has somehow done a lot of damage suggestion through the wall there. He's going to have to run the hell away. And now, I mean, well, what can they do? They only have Sheriffs coming into the match to go for an immediate pick through here, but Quando's just going to stop 2 for 1 from being taken down. I mean, really feeling himself. Oh, and an immediate headshot from 2 for 1 is going to hit Jonah. I'm not sure if they knew they got that, but that's a beautiful amount of damage. Out comes a snakebite to try and push him out of the position, but it's not quite going to be going to hit the wall exactly. Jona's going to turn around and want to take 1 pick down, but Nebo gets the trade. Impulsive, looking to hold down the fort, trying to keep anybody from getting through here. Nibbler just taking a look, being the guardian of her now, and then Nibbler coming round, takes down 2 for 1. Impulsive is going to get traded out, but Nibbler with 3 picks now, takes down Nebo and LPD, and then it's going to finish off Happy. 4 picks for Nibbler.
Wow. Wow, insane. At the beginning of that round, that was LQD. Is that the new meta, LQD with the Marshall no-scope through the wall at the beginning of the round? I mean, yeah. That's just wild.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant from them. And, I mean, they're going to be able to buy up into this next round, but Sealteam are looking really in control of this game. When one player goes down, the rest of the team is there for them. Obviously, Ban taking a lot of picks, but even when Ban gets taken down immediately without finding a first pick, it looks like the rest of his team is there for them. And Ban again going for such an aggressive play, got the Empress out, is going to push through. Nobody even knows he's there. Happy! How many times has this happened to you guys? You need to learn! Ban takes 3 picks immediately, and turning around the corner is not going to be able to get away from Quando, but Jonah's going to pick up Quando now, and it's only down to 2 for 1. Stuck in spawn, does take down Jonah, but Justin finishes it off, and Sealteam again are just looking unbelievable.
Seriously, they look so good. What an effort out of Ban at the beginning of that round. And as we see here, I think that the PG to PG-13 way to put it is Sealteam is no longer rich. They are screw you rich. You know the difference between the two, right? They have so much money that they're just feeling it. They're just saying whatever. They don't care. They got all the money in the world, they got all the control in the world. They look so good right now.
Jonah's spraying through smoke, trying to find his first pick. Doesn't quite find it. Running around the corner, just looking to hold off this position. LQD does have the knife out.
You should run.
Might be able to do something. Now comes the lockdown. That's not going to move Jonah out of their position. Turns around the corner. Nebo is going to take him down. Now they need to move forward quickly. The rest of the SEAL team has pushed forward, and there's a little stay in there. He's going to get the pain and turns around the corner before anybody expects it. The Happy is there to come through. Nibbler does take Happy down. Spike
down.
Justin takes down 2 for 1. 3 and
remaining.
And there are the last 2 picks from Impulsive, LTD, and Quando.
I am a mountain.
And even when Avidity get each of those 2 picks, they can't seem to find the foothold in the round.
They just can't. I mean, look, that plant, the decision not to plant, I don't know that I can agree with it right there. When you have the cover of the wall and you go for the plant, I mean, in that sort of circumstance, it's 4v4. Everybody's lost a little bit of health.
Right here.
I think you've got to go for the plant because it changes things in the round, right? I think they just kind of, by not planting, they gave Sealteam a better opportunity.
Better opportunity on the round. Ban is going to come down, take a first pick immediately. LQD is going to trade it out.
You will not kill my allies!
In favor of Sealteam right now as Jonas takes the first pick, not quite going to find the second on one range. Nevo's going to take that one down, but now 3v3 again. Avidity is on lower health. Justin turns around the corner, takes down Quando. Down to the 2v3 now.
One enemy remaining.
Already Justin turning
Spike down
for his
A.
last couple picks. It's 2 for 1 by himself. Just looking, knowing that somebody's around there. 2 for 1 takes down Justin. Doesn't quite know where he is, but then it's still Nibbler just stuck up in heaven, watching and waiting for 2 for 1 to come around. The location.
One enemy remaining.
He's just going to jump down. Nibbler goes for that pick, feeling himself. Not quite going to find it. He's going to take a lot of damage onto 2 for 1, who's now on 67 HP against the Sage player of Sealteam, coming in over to 1A here, trying to win this. Takes the wall out to give himself a little bit of space. Takes it up, but Impulsive is come around the corner and immediately pick shot onto 2 for 1. Wins them that round as well. Even when Sealteam do a little bit of trolling, they win the round.
Yeah, they do, you know, and look, and unfortunately I saw it in the middle there. Quando went down while reloading the Sheriff and just kind of gave the Jet a free kill because Quando was just not far enough down the ramp to have his head out of the way. And so in those sort of circumstances, little tiny mistakes like that, when the rest of your team makes it that far in the round, man, it would be so nice for Viper to have an extra body there at the end of that round.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Ban, oh my god, they're still playing so aggressively. Sealteam just know that they're coming up against a team that are lower rated than them, and they're taking advantage of that fact of just pushing in with their firepower. Quando is going to take 2 down because they're playing so aggressively, but Ban is already through there, takes down LTD. They're getting stuck in spawn. Ban takes down Happy. Quando with the paint grenade does finish that one off, but now stuck in spawn is Quando. They didn't even move 10 feet before half their team got ruined, and now he just has to, he doesn't even know where the players are. Has to try and pick up that spike and go somewhere, but Impulsive and Jonah have full control of the map and they know exactly where he's playing. Gonna turn around the corner now, Impulsive looking for this last pick. Right way. Oh, but he does get the pick eventually. Gonna be going for the trade on this one. And here he comes. It's all down to Quando now, all up against Jonah. Jonah sitting in that position just behind Yellow on B there. It depends where now he decides to go, Quando. He's gonna look over towards Kitchen, look through there, decide whether he wants to go B or A. Looking just to wait out the players. He's going to go towards A though. Peek out
30
over
seconds
towards
left.
CT. Jonah just playing for time. Doesn't know exactly where he's going to go. Oh no, is he going to go back towards B? He's going to go back towards B. Here he goes. Quando. Oh, he sees the weapon. Jonah has seen the barrel of Quando's gun. He's going to turn around the corner and get the pick. And Jonah finishes it off, spraying into the wall, putting down the Viper's pit. Oh no, that's toxic. Oh, Jonah, no.
With the disrespect, but man, they are out there performing. Man, there's no denying it. They came in and look, this Avidity squad looked so good earlier. They looked really amazing. And now, Sealteam is giving them the brutal reality that they are not quite as stout as they thought they were. Wow, out of Sealteam, just wow.
Justin just spraying through smoke finds 78 damage there onto LTD just to stop them from getting through. Just to say, nah, you know, I'm screwed. And then out comes the fire with the Aries. Justin taking down 2 immediately, takes the knives out, tries to find 1 pick, doesn't quite find the knives. LQD and 2 for 1 take down picks, but Impulsive has rezzed Justin now, and they already have control of the site. Nibbler takes down 2 for 1 and Nebo, and the round's already over before I can even say anything.
Unreal. What? The Jet had an Ares! That was an Ares across the A site, across the whole map! And gets 2 kills! Oh man, Justin, let's go. Fantastic.
You know, I thought Sealteam was going to win this one based off of their team sheet, based off the games I've seen from them before, but this is unbelievable. They are making deliberate mistakes. They're trying to, you know, have a bit of fun with their game, and it's still looking like, you know, even when it's a 1v1, we're thinking, well, Sealteam have got this one, and immediately Jonah is showing us exactly why. Gets a first pick immediately with the Odin. Nibbler looking around with the Owl as Ban takes down LQD. Justin takes down Nebo. They can just play as aggressively as they want. They're in their spawn now, and Ban's just going to keep walking. He's getting sprayed down. Nibbler takes down Happy with the shot after going on with the OT. That's the 11th round over.
Last
Sealteam,
round
it's looking
before
like
the
a repeat
switch.
of last game.
Yeah. I mean, but, you know, it's the opposite thing that is happening, right? You know, I mean, Sealteam right now, they look unbelievable. They look so good. Ban is out there, like, you know, and we've seen the progression in Ban. Okay, Ban started off by being somewhat aggressive, then was more aggressive, and then was like, what if I'm really aggressive? And then was like, what if I just full on stomp in through every round and go and take two picks? Okay, fine.
And look, here comes. I mean, they're using the Viper in their spawn to get that first pick. That's how desperate they're looking. Justin takes down Quando now, and LQD. So it doesn't matter if they put their Vipers pick out. They're still pushing through. So they take down the third, and
attacker
Nebo
spawn.
and Happy immediately.
One enemy
just
remaining.
about finds that pick, but it's all down to Happy. Now he uses the lockdown in their spawn to try
Last
and get
player
Jonah
standing.
away. Happy does find 3 picks. It's all down to Nibbler now, but they've had to use 2 ults inside their own spawn to get even into a 1v1 against Sealteam. It's all down to Nibbler now, and Nibbler turns around the corner, throws the recon dart out to try and find out where Happy is, goes around there, and just sprays him down while running. Doesn't matter, doesn't even need to aim, just spray at him.
Wow.
Switching
This
sides.
team. Sealteam, the team. What else can you say? They look absolutely absurd out here. Man, they look fantastic.
Moving into the second half here, I mean, they lost their pistol round. I think they were really just trying to find out exactly what Avidity were all about, because they've had absolutely no troubles in the rest of the round, so maybe this time, now they know what's going on, they'll just be able to push forward, get those picks. They've all gone for sheriffs. No armor, that means also only, like, the barest minimum of anything. They've just all picked up a sheriff so that they can just get these picks. They don't have any abilities, they don't have anything, they're just going to come through and win on what they want to win on just gunplay alone. So they're going to run through mid here, and they're going to find some picks. 2 for 1, sitting with the shorty in the corner. LQD does take down Ban over the location reveals for 2 for 1. Has to reload, only 2 shots in the shorty. Justin turns around the corner, finishes that one off. Now they have control of Yellow, trying to find control of A site. Jonah takes down Happy from behind. Jonah with another onto Nebo, and now it's all up to 2 players for Avidity. Quando takes down 1 with the paint grenades, but
One
running
enemy
around the
remaining.
corner, here comes Nibbler looking for those picks, but Jonah's going to finish him off for him. That's 4 for Jonah, and it's just looking completely like
Match
Sealteam's
point.
game.
It is. I mean, look at how they have played throughout this. Absolutely stomped Avidity. And then stopped them in their tracks. Absolutely insane stuff. That choice there to go everybody with a sheriff, you know, on one side it looks like maybe a little trolling, maybe a little disrespect, whatever. But honestly, when you're in that situation and your team is playing this well, right? Your 4th frag has more kills than the top frag of the other team, right? Go out there with all the sheriffs. You know you got the sharpshooters. Make it happen. Justin shooting away right here.
I mean, they've all picked up Aries with full armor, and they're just going straight into this round. 2 for 1 is going to manage to take down Ban there with the classic, but the rest of his teammates are just searching. Nibbler finds Quando, and it's like something out of a horror movie. They're all just running around looking for picks. Nibbler takes down Nebo. 2 for 1 picks up an Aries and takes down Impulsive, but now it's all just down to 2 for 1. Sitting here, not knowing whether to play with the Bucky or the Aries here, and he turns around the corner, knows they're all in kitchen, but doesn't quite know how to play this round. Just sat there waiting. The spike is down, and he's just going to try and defend it, but the rest of the team is just running forward here. Here we go. He has to go for this one. They're all just waiting. They have the ping on there. They're just going to spray into it, and that's going to finish off the game. Justin
Attackers
finds
win.
that ping, and it's 13-1 to Sealteam against Avidity.
Yeah, I mean, and what a way to end it right there. I feel like that Viper throwing down the toxic cloud and just going in like, well, it's a matter of time. I feel like that moment just encapsulates the entire game for Avidity, right? I mean, after coming off a massive, massive win, they come out and they just get controlled like that. It felt like the whole game was just like, okay, we're going to throw that. Well, before we even throw an ability, we're just like, everybody's gone. Uh-oh.
Yeah. I mean, I looked at that first round, and it was good from Avidity. It was well played, and I was like, you know, did they lie about their ranks to us? Maybe they are also like Immortal Radiant range, and they just lied. They were just making jokes on their thing. But then Sealteam just were like something flipped, and they were just, oh, we know what these guys are playing now. We're just gonna sweep them. There we go. There was absolutely just. Was there a point after that first round where you thought, okay, Avidity can come back into this one? I don't think there was a single moment where I was like, Avidity can win this game.
No, not after the ban ace in round number 2. Not after the just completely stanky ban ace in round number 2. It was brutal, it was horrifying, and that set up the rest of the game for both of these teams. That was it right there. So no, after that, I did not think that anyone was going to stop Ban and that Reyna, my dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, incredibly well played from Sealteam. We can't take anything away from Avidity. They showed us what they were made of last game, and they are definitely a great team. But Sealteam just outmatched them completely, and it looks like they're going to be really running their way through the winner's bracket.
Yeah, they look absolutely fantastic. I mean, what a day of Valorant we've had so far. It's been absolutely crazy. We're going to take a little break here, and we'll be back with more action, folks. Been a blast so far. We'll see you soon.